Welcome to Insight, the show that talks about everything worth talking about. And what's worth talking about today? Well, Snooki was arrested again. Are casinos moving into South Florida? And what method do Vanessa and I use? With so many things to talk about, what's going on in entertainment?
Well, first off,
Woo woo! Go!
yee! The first game was amazing. As we all know, they won their first game for the finals against the
That's
Mavericks.
right. Go Pete's.
Yep, and the score was 92-84. It was a very, very intense game
Kick
to
butt.
watch. Yeah, they definitely kicked their butts, and we're going to keep kicking their butts. It was very fun and exciting to watch. It was a very close game. So I can imagine I was there, and everyone was probably there too, watching their screens, not letting it go for 1
Oh,
second.
you weren't physically there. You were watching the
Well, I
screen.
was watching
Okay.
it from home. I wasn't there, but hopefully
Next time.
next time.
Next time.
Hopefully the next game.
If you have tickets, send them to us.
Oh, yeah, definitely send them to us. But talking about sports, also we have big news.
Big news. Who hasn't heard yet?
Shaquille O'Neal decided to retire, and he did it on Twitter. So
Of all things.
Yeah, on Twitter. So he retired after 19 amazing years in his career. He decided to go on Twitter and announce it first, of course, to his fans through Twitter.
Of course, because who doesn't announce all of their life-changing moments on Twitter?
Yeah, but you know what? But Shaq, he's an exception because he did it for his fans and he wanted his
True.
fans to know first.
Yeah.
So I think if you have a great excuse to tweet, then go for it.
That's so nice.
And he had an amazing 19-year career, so he did it. He
That's
says it.
so
We did it.
good. So good. So for all of you who are big Shaquille O'Neal fans and who follow him on Twitter, hopefully you were the first ones to know before us, because I don't follow him on Twitter, do you?
No.
Unfortunately. Maybe I'll start now.
Yeah, hopefully now you might go on and start following and see what he has to say.
Yeah. Do we have that home video that we can show?
But yes,
our
we do
viewers?
actually. Let's watch it.
Okay, great.
We did it. 19 years, baby. I want to thank you very much. That's why I'm telling you first. I'm about to retire. Love you. Talk to you soon.
Okay, so in other news, we have Sean Kingston. This is kind of sad, little tragic Memorial Day news.
I heard about that.
Sean Kingston was in his jet ski accident. He had a friend of his was on the back of the jet ski with him, and I guess he was just going too fast, and she was screaming at him to slow down and ran into a bridge.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
I think that's what happened. Basically, her name's Cassandra Sanchez, and she spoke out, and she said she was the passenger. She was riding with him, and they're longtime friends, and they were on the jet skis, and they were going just way too fast. And it was they were approaching the bridge, and I guess he thought that he was going to make it under the bridge.
Okay.
And she was yelling, "You're not going to make it, you're not going to make it." And he just went for it, and she says she yelled, and that was the last of it. They crashed into the bridge. It's the bridges in Star Island, if you drive through them, you know. They're pretty low.
They're really low.
They're really low, and I don't
Yeah.
know why he thought he was going to make it under that bridge.
I don't know.
And they didn't make it, so
I wonder if
sadly.
he was just trying to show off, or
Well, they
what
say there was no
happening.
alcohol involved.
Okay, so that's good.
So they're investigating to see what exactly happened. But the good thing is he is stabilized and he's in ICU.
Okay.
So yeah, everyone's
is
been
good news.
tweeting about that. I think
I'm sure.
Justin Bieber tweeted too, and all his friends. A bunch of his friends have been tweeting and
so
saying
nice.
hope he gets
I
better.
wonder if
and
Shaq will tweet something.
maybe we don't know.
You never know.
And then the other thing we heard that's pretty crazy is Jersey Shores. They're always getting in trouble.
Always.
Snooki crashed in Italy, so she crashed into 2 police cars.
They're not even they weren't patrol cars or I don't know, state troopers, whatever they have in Italy. They were her escorts.
Her escorts. That's what I heard. They were her escorts.
They're
so,
supposed to be there to protect her.
Exactly. And how fast was she going that she hit her own escorts? I mean, they really don't speed. They're right behind her. Aren't they supposed to be behind her? She was recently arrested for something else, I think.
She's arrested
like 2 weeks
all the
before that
time.
or something.
Yeah, she's always being arrested. Oh,
Yeah.
they took away her driver's license over in
Okay,
Italy.
so her license is
Yeah.
suspended now.
They took it away. Yeah,
Well,
I
that's
don't know
good.
for how long, but
That's really good. But
at least there's some
I
kind of
honestly think that's what they're
repercussion.
doing. They're just trying to get media attention. We're talking about it. Every other
True.
channel is talking about it,
True.
and that's what they wanted, and we're giving it to them, I guess.
it's so disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah, and then the other thing that I heard about Memorial Day weekend is they're talking about this whole urban festival coming to an end, and they're speculating that maybe it shouldn't go on any further.
Yeah, well, there was, I'm sure you heard in South Beach, there's this urban festival that goes on every year, and it's a private festival that takes place. It's not something that the city puts on. It's something that the community members kind of come together, and they all gather and they do this little festival down on South Beach. And there was some kind of a car chase that happened, and
A shooting.
and then a shooting, and I guess the driver of the car involved was killed, right? And then there were four bystanders were
There was an
injured.
officer involved, and there was the shooting. I think they killed one person, but there was 4 that were hurt. But now
Right.
the reason why they're all talking about it is because they spend, I think it's $1 million
$1 million.
for this weekend just for security.
Yeah, for
So
an event
the
that's not
city
even put
pays
on by
$1
the
million every Memorial Day weekend for this big event. So we're spending so much money, the city's spending so much money for this event that it's not even worth it anymore. Now, there was
Right.
431 arrests over the weekend.
Oh, I didn't know that.
431
In
arrests.
Miami?
In Miami, which in 2010, there was 382. So right here I have in my notes 382 arrests. So
That's
from
gone.
2010 to 2011, from 382 to 400 and something, it's a big jump for them.
It is
so
a big
they're
jump.
considering that this festival might not be worth it. It's bringing in a lot of violence every year. So it's a big talk. They're really debating if it's worth to continue this urban festival.
Yeah, well, I don't know how they can stop the people from putting the festival on. You know, you tell your friends, meet me down on South Beach, we'll get out our little mini grills and we'll get out the music and we'll have fun. I mean, what, the police are going to come out
I'm
and tell
sure
everybody
they'll
to
find
go
a way to
home?
stop it. I mean, when they want to put things to an end, there's curfews.
That's what they
They
said
can
they were going to
definitely
try.
restrict
Yeah,
things.
they
There's
said they
no
were
doubt
gonna
about
try
it.
and
But
instill a curfew.
they're saying that why have a festival if there's not even a street for it? There is no festival. They just have everyone come over for the weekend, and that's pretty much it.
Right. Well, if they were to put an end to it, I mean, something they might have to weigh is Miami brings in 200 to 300,000 people for Memorial Day weekend.
Oh wow!
And so this festival, I mean, they got to kind of weigh how many people come in specifically for this festival and how much revenue the city is going to lose. You know, I mean, it might.
Yeah,
I don't
we'll
know.
see what happens after all this and the investigations, if they weigh out their options, and you know, is it worth it to bring in all this money for the weekend, or is it worth it spending all this money? We don't want a bad reputation, because then we're not going to have tourism
Exactly.
coming anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we're out of town. Out of town.
Out of town.
We're out of time. But up next, when we come back, we're going to talk about drug testing for welfare. Stay tuned.